you've got a good definition of what good is.
Yeah.
Right. Like we were talking about earlier. It's like, you really do have to understand what really is good. And you see a lot of people, younger people who have these psychedelic experiences in a recreational way and immaturely.
Right. With an immature mind and brain. That's
fine because we were all there. But their understanding of what is good is not at the level it should be to actually really reap the benefits of this experience.
Right. 100%.
And yet the problem with psychedelics is it kind of, it unveils something, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can't leave that experience. It's like you're leaving that experience with a secret knowledge.
Right.
And if you're an arrogant asshole, you become that guy that's the psychonaut that thinks he knows everything. And if you've never done psychedelics, he's not going to talk to you or take you seriously.
Right.
And it's like, that's a character flaw.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what it has to do to you.
Right.
It can actually make you more humble and more aware of everything that you don't know.
Right. Exactly. Have you run into a lot of psychonauts?
I've had one person introduce himself to me as a psychonaut.
Okay.
And I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's the first time I'd ever heard it. He was rolling jujitsu with me.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a background in, I think he might have played football in college, and he was getting into it, and he was just like he was a tough dude. He had never really wrestled before, and he got pretty good at jiu-jitsu. And yeah, he had moved from Austin, and he had worked with Aubrey Marcus.
Okay.
I think he worked on his podcast, or he might have worked for Onnit.
Okay.
The company that Aubrey Marcus owns, supplement company.
Yep.
And yeah, so, but he came off as like kind of I know more because I'm a psychonaut. Like we're a select few, we're a higher class. I was like, okay, cool.
And then I would have asked him, what is more?
Yeah, I didn't have the vocabulary.
If you've like asked me, I asked myself that in my session.
Yeah.
It's amazing, where your mind goes. It's almost like there's like this mechanism in your brain that automatically goes to like the bullshit. And it was funny just how it all like unfolded like perfectly. But anyways, what was I saying?
More.
Oh yeah. I asked myself, I'm not doing enough. Am I doing enough? I always want more. What is more? And I remember asking myself, in that session, and then just kind of chuckling. I'm like, come on, Brett. What do you mean? What is more?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Right.
And I just remember
you never really asked yourself that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, does anybody what is more?
No.
More, is that just a feeling of experiencing more? Because that's really what again, reverse engineering comes down to emotions and feelings is what dictates how we perceive our reality.
Yeah, it has a big part of it.
I mean, if you can get a grasp on that, it's like I feel like you can get a grasp on anything.
Yeah, once you become aware of those feelings and that they're not you.
Right.
Right, and then the ideas around those feelings are not you either. But understanding where they come from, and you're like, oh, okay, of course I would react that way.
Right.
But I don't have to right now.
Right.
So finally getting to that awareness, I never... Like, you think about yourself at 18. Would you have thought that you could get there?
I didn't know where there was.
Exactly. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm aware of, oh, you mean when I get mad at so-and-so for not saying anything to me all day because that's what happened to me when I was 8. And my mom didn't say anything. So I held a grudge like an immature child does.
Right.
Right? An undeveloped brain does. And I carried that over into my relationships, and now that's affected the woman that I've committed my life to. All because of 8-year-old Cody.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
it's like you don't even think you'd ever get there because you don't know what there is. That's a great statement.
Yeah. Write that one down.